we've got our beautiful...
Fabulous.
Yes, thank you. I was trying to think there were so many
queen.
words. Yes. All of them. All of them things. Miss Danielle Middleton. And tonight we have a special guest host for the night, Miss Amber Blue. She's an aspiring singer and host. And what else would you say about yourself?
I would say model by request, full-time finesser, so
yes. I love it. And of course, I am Pega Shares. And it's hot in this beach.
Hot in her.
Block that ass or smash that ass. We have a submission for the night for Miss Danielle. Let's play the clip.
Okay, Danielle.
My question is, should I block that ass?
Block that ass.
Block that ass.
Block that ass.
Or smash that ass?
It's time to get it popping.
My name's Jason. I go to Pierce College and I'm in this situation where I'm interested in this guy. We've been talking for a year now. He goes to UCSC, which is University. He goes to Santa Clarita, basically.
Does he know?
Sorry about that. But he lives near my house. He lives right by Valley College. So we're both interested in each other. We want to date, do all that stuff. But every time we will hang out before he leaves, all the time, every day, we will always hang out, go on dates. But at the end of every day, we will end up smashing all the time. Which, sex is bomb. Dick is great. But it makes me feel like, what if that's the only thing he's interested in, since that's every time what we do when we hang out. But it's also his last quarter there, so he'll be living back here, so we'll be able to be, maybe be in a relationship. So, Danielle, smash that ass or block that ass?
Ooh.
Good question.
It's funny because I was just having this conversation with one of my friends who is gay. And we were talking about dating, what's first base, what's second base. And he said that gay guys usually just smash immediately.
I've heard that too.
So when he said smash, I'm like, oh, he's already smashing every day.
He's smashing.
He did this with the quick yeah.
So since he already smashed him, I feel like he wants to continue to date him to see what's more, what he's more into. Because he was he's going to be living closer. I thought he meant that he was going to be moving away. So then I was going to be blocking that.
Live it,
Yeah, and just, already smash. But for now, I would just keep smashing.
Really?
Yes, because he's going to keep.
He wants more though. You don't think the other guy just wants it to be a
a hookup type of situation? Yeah. I feel okay.
What would you say, Amber?
Y'all been talking for a year, a full calendar year, and he still hasn't wifed it up, then I don't
block him.
Yeah, because I'd be okay, you had 365 to decide if I'm the one. And so, if the sex is great or whatever, that's cool. But if you want something more than that and it's already been over a year, I don't know. I feel maybe homeboy's just trying to smash, or maybe he's doing something while he's away at school.
Yeah, it could be.
So, senior year is stressful.
He's definitely doing. Yeah.
I would keep smashing.
Smash.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of the term? Why are you looking at me like that?
What term is that?
Culture vulture. I know you have, Mama.
Yeah.
Okay, Amber, for the people, tell us what a culture vulture is.
Oh, wow. Putting her on the spot.
Me on the spot then. Okay, so I feel like a culture vulture is exactly what it sounds like. It's someone who comes around, they peep what's cool, and then they snatch up the culture and they claim it as their own. Is that right? Is that it?
It's basically,
what do you think it is, Danielle?
Culture vulture is when you're making profit off of something that's not your culture, that you don't really celebrate. So it's me open up a Chinese food spot. knowing damn well my soul food tastes way better. So it's like that, basically.
Okay.
So I did a little bit of research on it. There is a difference between cultural appropriation and culture vulture. So I'm sure you guys have heard of cultural appropriation.
Right.
So that's when people wear like braids and cornrows
Right.
who aren't black, who like
They're
like
not
white people on vacation. I'm in the
back.
Bahamas. Like I've got my cornrows. Like
Right.
no,
The Kardashians.
they're not boxer braids at all.
Yeah.
They're cornrows.
And what else do they call them?
cornrows are like you
Like
just get
straight
like straight
backs.
backs, like
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
But French braids are when you just get two for some reason, right?
Yeah.
I just want two
Right.
French
which
braids.
I don't think is associated with a race.
No, but
is
I'm
it?
saying like
Or
she
culture.
was calling it boxer braids. No, bitch, you just got two French braids to the back.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
like what it Kim called him something else though. And everyone's like, oh, Kim Kardashian's braids, like that is so trendy. It's like, pause. Let's take a second.
Yeah.
Like, because black people have been doing that for the longest. You know what I mean? So
The Urban Dictionary definition for culture vulture. That's the only place where I could find the real definition.
Yes.
that makes sense.
Well, a person or organization making profit using unhonorable practices from a culture they do not care for.
So like basically every black skincare or hair care product sold at CVS or Walgreens.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
So, okay, I like am really big on diversity and I'm really big about supporting like black business owners, right?
First of all, Amber, going into this because it's your first time here, can you tell us and the
Everybody.
viewers what?
Oh yeah. What
race are you?
I know y'all don't know what the hell is going on here, so let me just break it down for you. So, I'm black, French, Mexican, and Spanish.
Damn.
Mainly black. So
What's mainly? So what's your mom?
so my mom is full black.
Okay, and then what's your father?
And my dad's the rest of the shit.
Oh.
So, but my dad just looks like a white guy. Like,
Okay.
but I do speak a little bit of Spanish,
Poquito.
enough to get around, you know what I'm saying? But mainly black. So, okay. That being said, my thing is I like to support black business owners. And like, if you look at a lot of like the black hair care products, they're owned by white people.
Or Asians.
Are they really?
Yes.
Yes.
So many like,
Or Asians, yeah.
or Asians.
Yeah.
Yep. And so the thing that's
I get my hair from
crazy-
China.
Yeah. Even like weave stores. And like if
Yeah.
you go into a store for a wig or for braiding hair or for hair care, they're all owned by Asians.
Most
I
of
bought a
them.
wig 2 weeks ago. Bought it from an Asian lady.
Yeah.
I still bought it though.
Cause some good hair.
Okay, why do you guys think that it is structured the way that it is? Like, why don't like black
Black
business
people-
owners come up and be like, I'm gonna start my own line of hair
That's a good
care or
question.
whatever?
I was going
Like,
to
what's
say,
stopping y'all? I mean, that's fucked up. I'm like generalizing. And I'm
We're like,
saying y'all.
I just never had the funds. Like,
No, I was thinking about that though.
Yeah.
I was thinking that sometimes like perceived as like we don't have the bag.
Okay, real quick.
What?
While it just happened. So I have this tendency, and my sister has pointed it out so many times. I have a tendency when I'm around black people to change the way that I talk a little bit.
You do? I feel like you talk the same way all the time.
You don't know how I talk when I'm not around you.
Well, I'm saying
No, that's-
if I can't feel that it's fake when the first two episodes.
It's not
And
fake.
you're talking
It's
to me
genuine.
on
It's
text.
inside of me. It's buried.
But when
in
you
me.
talk to me
Like,
on text, I hear your voice when you're talking, so I don't feel like it's different. But go ahead, tell me what voice you be saying.
no, but they say it like
I
that.
adopt
Actually, is the thing.
mannerisms.
Like
of-
what? Because you
Like I just said, y'all. Like I don't say y'all in person.
Hey, that's so no.
I say that through like text or IG and stuff. Like
Right.
that's
But
my
I
thing.
think
But like,
black people only mock like another person when they're being rude to them.
I don't do that to be rude.
If when I used to go to a nail place that just had Asians, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to.
Are you serious?
So you can understand,
No.
right? Because like that's how you're talking to me. So
Yeah.
obviously that's how you understand.
It's called like code switching or something.
Yeah.
When you change the way you speak based on who you're around. I feel like to an extent though, everybody does that.
Yeah.
Because
Miss
when I go in
Communications
for
master's degree up in here.
hello, when I go in for a job interview, hello, my name's Amber.
The what? I taught you this.
Your white girl voice.
The white girl.
Yeah,
voice.
I knew about
the white
this.
girl voice.
Exactly.
And
the
it's
white girl
not
voice.
like, I'm not going to be like, yeah. I'm going to be like, yes, I really do enjoy things like that. Whereas like if I'm hanging around my vatos, I'm going to be like, hey, what's up, fool?
What
Like,
are vatos?
my vatos,
Those-
like
what is that?
Mexicans,
Yeah.
my Chicanos.
Vatos locals.
Okay.
But no, like, I don't think it's like a big issue. I think like the only issue is when it's like overly exaggerated.
Yeah.
You know
Okay,
what I
give me an example. Danielle, you give me an example of overly exaggerated. So like what can I say to you other than the N word? Because we all know that's off
Limits.
boundaries.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's off limits. Yeah. What can I say to you that
Like-
would be crossing the line?
Like sometimes I'd be like, what up, cuz? Like if you said that, I'd be like, okay.
Hold on. Pause.
We're gonna have to pump our brakes on here.
What if that was just my thing though?
But if it's your thing, then you would always do it.
What up,
Yeah.
cuz?
Yeah, but you
No,
don't.
but see, it don't come right out your lip.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like it's like how it
I
comes
like,
off.
what
the mouth.
up, blood?
Oh,
like,
blood.
You know what
I
I'm
thought you
saying?
said cuz.
I did.
Yeah.
But they're from two different sides.
Sets.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand.
Damn. That's what I'm saying. You can't do it.
So have you experienced people changing the way that they talk around you? Like, have you noticed that?
No, because I don't accept that shit. I'm just saying, like, it would be hard for me to like run into someone who's trying to do that unless they're not being like a smart ass or like when you walk into a business, you know, like it's not like being genuine. So I haven't like run into someone who's my friend or a family member that would
But
just
strangers
like,
you have?
or strangers, no.
Oh,
They
you
don't
haven't?
No, they don't play that shit.
Okay. Why are you crying? You have a tear.
Oh, this just got deep. Okay, so
I think it's my allergies. But I'm saying I haven't ran into someone just like coming up to me and changing the way they talk because like maybe.
Well,
I'm
obviously you don't know that they do that because I do that unconsciously,
do?
subconsciously. Yeah, I do.
Okay, so how do you talk when you talk to your mom or when she's speaking Farsi?
I speak English back to her
Oh, okay.
shamefully. I don't know. I'm just a little more.
Okay, so when you're at work, how do you
proper.
talk to
I'm
your
a
boss?
little more proper.
Do you say, yes, John, I'm going
articulate,
to
yeah.
do that for you. I'm going to get right on that, sir.
No.
Okay, so tell
But
me.
that's a different. No, but like, you're getting off topic.
I'm not. I'm just asking.
Honey
You
bun.
said you speak a certain way when you're around a certain
Yes.
culture.
So when
like-
I'm around you, for some reason, and this isn't in the forefront of my mind, like, oh,
Okay.
Danielle's here. Let me be like,
let me switch it up. Right.
no, it's like it just happens naturally. And I
Yeah.
know this because like I lived in the Bay Area and that's how I was when I was in the Bay Area.
Okay.
Hey,
How do you know that you're switching it up? Because I know when I'm switching it up.
I can
Yeah.
tell myself, and I like every time I do it, I'm like, "What the fuck, Becca? Shut up, shut the fuck up." But like, I'm also
Then why
having
don't
fun
you
with
shut
it
the fuck up?
because it's fun. I
No,
like it.
I do the same thing though because like okay. I feel like I like to consider myself like a casserole surprise. You don't know like what's in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like whoever I'm around, it definitely changes up. So like if I'm in South Central or something like that, like I'm gonna talk more like how I'm talking now, like very chill and stuff, or if I'm drinking. But if I'm with my family and stuff, like I tend to talk, oh yeah, no, totally. So yeah, Yeah, and I went to school in Malibu too. So like, hi, oh my gosh, yes, no, I think that's great.
Is
like,
that how you grew up speaking?
it's weird because I don't know, like I went to a school that was very diverse, but then I like moved out to LA and like went to school in Malibu. And so I had to change up the way I spoke for sure because like Malibu was the only time I was considered a black girl and I had never been considered like just black in my whole life. You know what I mean? So like I was like, whoa. And it was because the way I spoke. So it kind of switched up there and I started speaking more. Yeah. Oh my God. Stop it. No, I totally want some yogurt. You know what I mean?
Yogurt.
Yogurt. They love yogurt. Yeah. Froyo. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Bro, yeah. Okay.
But I feel like you know that you're doing it I don't know, like, because you're around me instead of me doing it on purpose to another person that's doing it to me. Like, I don't think about it, plan
You
on
do it in a mocking kind of a way.
I do it like,
I
if
do
you're
it. Do you
talking
know
to
why
me-
I do it?
Why you do it, girl?
Because I think Black women are so bomb,
Okay.
strong and beautiful. And like, I admire so many traits of the Black woman as a whole. And like,
Are you just
There's
saying that
something-
because we're black?
no,
Oh, okay.
bitch. No. I wouldn't say this shit normally. But no, it's because we naturally as humans, we change our mannerisms to reflect those that we're around that we want to
Kind of admire.
Embody.
being
or
like-
be like-
yeah, who we want to accept us.
Yeah.
Like if we're around someone who we want to accept us, when they laugh, we laugh.
But it ain't
We
funny,
change our
though.
little mannerism. It might be funny. Who knows? I don't
But
know.
you
But
could
like,
throw a little,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
no, I get what
And we
you
do
mean.
it without,
Yeah.
it's not like in the forefront of your mind, like, oh, I'm gonna do this. No,
Right.
it's like, it happens naturally. It's a natural thing. So to me, I think to a certain extent, it is a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
But where is that line drawn? So there's a difference between cultural appropriation and culture of vulture.
Yeah,
culture of
vultures.
vulture.
Yeah.
Where it's people who are taking advantage of, I don't know, the historic, like the background of a race not having a lot of finances, financial
Yeah.
stability, and like forming it into something that it's not. Think about hip hop culture today and like the Beyonce documentary. Did you guys see that?
No, I haven't seen it.
I had a Beyonce
Haven't.
party.
No fuck. Oh, why wasn't I invited?
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
It was 12 o'clock at night. I told people to come at 11. Then I was
Midnight?
playing.
Midnight?
Yeah, come on. It came on at 12. Girl.
On a
I'm
weekend
be high
or?
till you die. Yeah, so
Okay. Did you cry?
I did.
I bawled my
Okay,
eyes
so
out.
I'm not telling
Both of
truth.
y'all saw it and I didn't?
Right. I didn't cry that night. Maybe because I was drunk and high. But the next day,
That should amplify that.
right. But the next day, I was listening to the soundtrack on the way to work. And out of nowhere, I just started crying.
Yes.
Because I was like, it's so much emotion, even though she was twerking to like Aretha Franklin and stuff. Like,
I love that for her.
it's so much like harder for you to feel proud about your culture and about your race. And so like when you're able to present it like for the world to see, and they're like, I feel like, yes, they take things anyway that are not other countries take things, from Black culture and don't give us the proper respect. But I just feel like she respectfully like shown it in such a like way you feel proud about that. Because like my parents, like they didn't really want me necessarily to go to HBCU. They're just like, whatever good college you can get into, more so than like Harvard or Yale, like those type of colleges.
Okay.
But like,
can I ask you a question real quick? What is HBCU? What does that
Historical
represent?
Black College. or
Say that again?
University.
Louder.
Historically Black College and University.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like, but I want my child to go to one because like when I hear my sister talking about her stories, she went to Tuskegee. I be feeling like I was there. So when Beyonce said that, it resonated to me because when my sister told me a story about her college life, like I was like, dang, like I really wish I went to HBCU, but I didn't. So I had to talk like this. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to you weren't able to be around people that look like you.
No, I get that. I mean, that's what like I went through like at college because I didn't go. And the crazy thing is I like going to college, I was like, I'm for sure joining AKA or like Deltas because I was like, I want to be.
Explain.
Oh,
They're
so
sorority.
they're Black
Historically
sororities,
Black.
not only just for like, I mean, other races join, but it's typically like AKAs are typically Black and Deltas are typically Black. But the college I went to, that their presence on campus was so minuscule. It was like 5
Where'd you
of them
go?
on campus. I went to Pepperdine in Malibu. So there was hardly any Black people there to begin with.
Right.
And I always grew up with so much pride being Black. My mom's from Selma, Alabama. And like, so grew up with so much pride being Black. And I feel like I identify more with being Black. So I always wanted to like support that. And like, I didn't. I ended up joining, I don't want to say a white sorority, but just like a mainstream majority white sorority.
Like Alpha.
Tri Delta.
Yeah.
And I loved it and everything. But it definitely changed like my perspective. But I don't know, there's so much pride in being Black. Like there really is. And it's such a beautiful thing to be Black. And so it's like when someone comes around and tries to profit off that, and not really like respect the culture and the history that's behind that.
Right.
Like, that's just so disrespectful.
So that's
on
the
so many
thing.
levels.
Okay, do you feel like hip hop artists today actually represent the heart of Black culture?
Not
No.
the ones today, no.
No, not today.
Because definitely not.
Explain. Give me more detail. Like, why?
So like Lil Pump, he does not like exude, you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop. When I honestly think about, maybe I'm telling my age, but when I think about hip hop, like I'm listening to Common. I'm also listening to like Mos Def. I'm listening to A Tribe Called Quest.
But that's not modern.
Yeah, but I'm saying
modern
I'm
day,
still listening to them like Lauryn Hill. But I'm also gonna listen to like Nipsey, or I'm also every now and then gonna
Rest in
listen to
peace.
Kendrick, and also listen to J. Cole. But they kind of intertwine like those things. They're still like representing where they're from, like telling the truth instead of like, I don't know, making up something that you really didn't come from. Because now your ass is snitching.
Who's making up something?
Like Little Pump.
A lot of these rappers are nowadays. Like they try to make up this, they had this hard life growing up and try to act like they're from the streets and repping this set or whatever. But that's really not the case. They grew up, you know, middle class,
Malibu,
upper
like
middle
Amber.
class. In Malibu. Like me.
So you can't be a rapper, apparently.
I can't be a rapper because I don't have nothing to rap about. Like, grew up going to Rouse. Hey. Never struggled for money. Hey. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't have anything. And I feel like rap came from the struggle. You know what I mean? And I ain't struggle. I only struggle to make this wing straight every day.
I think the only like Caucasian rapper that I probably respect is Eminem.
Not
Yeah.
Logic. Logic's half Black, half white.
Okay, so Eminem.
Do you like Logic?
I mean, he's good too.
I'll listen to him if he's on.
Did you guys hear his newest album?
But I don't go.
His latest album?
He's not my go-to.
He's talented.
Okay.
You can't deny that.
Well,
He's
that's your
talented.
non-black self talking.
But I feel like he
But I'm
doesn't.
not white.
He doesn't rap about
I'm not saying that
struggle.
like it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but
You know
like
what I mean? Like, I feel like his raps are more.
it's about his racial thing.
Yeah. So I
And
feel like it comes from a, genuine place.
Your genuine place, but it's like, how long can you talk about your race?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we talking about a lot of things.
We over here having a full discussion.
But like, how long can you rap about that? So like, the reason I respect Eminem is like he's never tried to be nigga. He's just like been who he is, and like that's it. He's never tried to like get dreads. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something like that. Like, I just respect him for who he is and where he came from, because he was poor. He was like trailer park trash, as they call it. So he can
As
rap.
they call it.
So he can, right? He can rap about those things because he really was living like that in Detroit.
Okay.
But I can't respect a rapper who's come from Malibu.
Okay, but do you think there's anything to be said about artists who are being kind of framed in a way to only show one side of who they are? So
Yeah, give me an example.
I'm trying to think of an example. Someone like any like ratchet type artist.
So who
Tell
be
me
ratchet? Like City Girls?
Tell me like a yes, precisely. City Girls.
That's exactly.
Exactly
what I was talking
Yes,
about.
Daniela.
So is that how like your reverse like black girl works? When I was like, when I was like, exactly, like you started talking that way.
What's your question?
Because
I know what you mean. Okay.
No.
There's
What?
this customer that I have at my job. She comes.
We're
in.
going off topic.
I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
And she talks.
See,
you
like,
know,
I'm
she has
doing
an
this shit.
accent.
Like, I don't do this shit. Like, who the fuck
She
am
has
I?
an
Okay.
accent. So when she starts talking, I'll be like, yes, it was right there.
Tis if you go down and make a scrape and to your left off yonder.
Like she's from London. So do you do yours like that is what I was trying to say.
Kind of, sort of.
Oh,
Yes. Man.
Okay, carry on.
Who doesn't though? Who doesn't? It's because we want to be accepted by those around us who we admire and like, and it's a compliment, Danielle.
Yes. It's
I
hard.
like you, girl.
Yeah, it's hard to see it that way when someone's like stealing.
When I do stuff like that, if you knew that that was happening and you knew the way that I normally spoke versus the slight changes that I make when I'm around you, would it bother you? Would you be like, Peggy, shut the fuck up? You're not like that.
Yeah, I think now I'm going to pay attention to it.
Oh, man.
See, because before I wasn't. I was just like, this is how Amber talks.
Yeah.
This is how Pega talks. And
I don't know that's the way Amber talks. Maybe she's talking
No,
this
that's
way
the
because
thing.
she's around us right
Hey,
now.
look.
And
If
we're
y'all
talking
ever saw
about
me,
this.
if my phone rang right now and I answered, I'd be like, "Hi." So
I don't know
I
if
can't
that's-
even
But
clock
she
you on
knows
that.
that it's a business call.
Yeah.
Because if Jasmine
Jazzy,
Jay
Fizzle.
you, your voice is not going to sound like that. You'll be like, hey, girl, sis.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Jazzy." So because she already knows. But yeah, if it's a number I don't know, "Hi, this is Amber." "Oh, hey, what's good, girl? How you doing?" You know, it depends on who it is. Like,
Okay, but would it bother you if you knew that someone was slightly changing their mannerisms or voice or tone?
Because I'd be like, you can be yourself around me.
I had a friend that did that. And she was from Nashville, Tennessee, from a private like Christian school. And so whenever she was around me, she straight up told me, she was like, whenever I feel like I hang out with you, I feel like I have to dress more urban. And she was a white girl. And she said that to me. And I was like, I was so taken aback. And I was like, yo, you could be yourself, because now I feel like I've always felt like there was a little bit of like ingenuineness. I don't know if that's a word.
Yeah.
Disingenuineness coming from you. And so the fact that she actually admitted that, I was like, dang, like you really feel like you have to be different when you're around me? Like, no, be yourself.
Okay,
know?
so
Yeah.
here's the thing, coming from a person who does that naturally, it's not about like being disingenuous, because like I said this earlier, like that part of me is in me. I don't feel like I'm being disingenuous when I do that, when I speak in that way. I feel like having someone around me who brings that out of me is actually like it sounds weird, like a release. Like it feels good.
But then, like,
it's
why?
fun for
yeah,
me. Like,
but then I would question, like, do you? I want you to still act that way when you're hanging out with your Caucasian friends or your Asian friends.
I can't do that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
because
if
they'll be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah,
Like,
if it's in you, then it like exudes out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the same Danielle around everybody. Yeah, because like
can you
even at
guarantee
work,
that? You don't know
can't-
that. You change it for the nail lady.
No. My new nail lady, Bristol, knows exactly what the fuck I want on my lips. But I'm saying before, I mean, when I'm around, even at work, I'm the same. So it's like people usually be like, Danielle's really mean. Or at work, they'd be like, Danielle's really mean. I was scared. Like, you should be scared because I want you to do a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the best out of you.
Yeah.
But I'm still act that way, you know, around them. I'm still myself, because you cannot not be yourself for so long.
I feel like, okay, because I like vibe with you on a sense that like, I feel like I have a spectrum. You know what I mean? There's a median of like who I am when I wake up in the morning and I just am who I am. And then there's a spectrum depending on who I'm with. So if I'm with the crowd, like, and we going out in Hollywood and I'm with all the homies, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to talk exactly the way I'm talking to y'all right now because I'm chill, I'm comfortable, I'm lax.
I'm glad you're comfortable around us.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, this helps. But then there's like the other spectrum where if I'm going in for a job interview, I'm like, yes, no, I do.
But that's completely
Yeah, that's
So it's
that's
like,
different.
it's a
I don't think that
spectrum,
counts.
But I feel like if it's like totally out of character, out of your personality, and like say if you were in here like, hey girl, Yeah, totally. You know what I mean? It'd be like, and your sister would be over here like,
Like,
wait, hold
what
on.
she
You have
doing?
never done that in your whole life. That would be different. I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily. You know what I mean?
But I feel like there is a line. There definitely is a line. Like if I
for
started saying
sure.
the N word or
Yeah,
something.
like
Oh,
we
we'd
would
be like,
fight.
wait, hold on.
Like, let me take off my earrings.
Pause.
Like, quick.
Was there anything
Vaseline.
about the Beyonce documentary that I know you watched?
Oh yeah.
I hate that you didn't watch it. I
I
wish
know.
you
Oh,
did.
you should
I
watch
should
it
have
now.
texted you or
It's
something
2
or
hours.
called
Hold
you.
on. Let me.
And 30. Put it in your favorites. Wait, are you a Beyonce fan? Or who's like your?
Okay. Look.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I'm about to
walk
ruffle.
out of this room right now.
So many feathers.
What happened, Amber?
So I liked Beyonce pre Jay-Z.
Oh, okay. That's
So
fair.
her B-Day album was everything. But when she started doing the whole rapping thing and started kind of switching it up and doing this whole, and not doing interviews anymore, not being in movies anymore, I was like, B, what's going on? So I kind of left the Beehive when it became a religion. So I wouldn't consider myself like a big fan anymore. I like old school Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
So
I like Beyonce.
don't shoot me. Okay, but I'm just putting that out
I
there.
just like Beyonce.
Why? What does she represent? Okay, so let me
Okay,
start
go
this off
ahead. Go
this way.
ahead.
Okay.
So did we watch the documentary?
I watched it this morning.
Okay.
So my thing was, I literally, and I hate saying this, but I've said it so many times to like people in this room right now. I started crying at certain points while watching it.
But why? What
It
was
made
making
me
you
so
cry?
emotional because I was watching the behind the scenes, the work that went into it, and seeing the reactions of the people in the audience and the amount of work that went into that production as a whole, the rehearsals, like
Everything.
all of it, the shots, the way they like the black and white shots,
The color
everything
shots.
about it.
But you see how you're looking at that like as a producing side?
Yes, no, but I'm also
Okay.
looking at it
Because
as,
I'm like,
as
you was
an
crying
audience
about
member.
the black and white.
I
and
know,
the-
but
Like,
With the
tell me what
camera
you was.
angle.
Yes.
listen,
Tell me what you was crying about.
Listen, Linda.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm on the Linda kick tonight.
Go ahead.
Okay. When I was seeing the reactions of like those black women, black girls in the audience who were like crying and like screaming their hearts out, you could feel what she represents to them.
Yeah.
Like I can cry right now if I really think about it. Like
Yeah.
what she represents to the black girl
Girls-
today
Yeah.
is fucking beyond anything I can imagine.
Yeah, but do you see how you were talking about like the production
Yes,
side first?
Danielle.
So I was saying like when I watched it, I was thinking more of like my culture. Like yes,
Yes.
and even to
That's a different perspective.
Yeah, so even
yes.
yesterday I was talking to my boss. He's from Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
but he's another race. So he was just saying like, "Did you watch it?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I was like, I also was telling him, I wish like my child can see my work ethic. Because like Blue and her kids are able to see that, like she brought her kids to work. But I know Zoe knows like mommy's a hard worker. She's like, Mommy, you're always doing this, and then you have to go be on the radio, and then you gotta
Okay, what are the
Yeah.
parts of the black culture that hit
like
you?
struck me. I
Yeah.
think it was like in between, you know how she had like quotes from African Americans who like you read about, like you know, like Maya Angelou. So she had like quotes from people that you look up to as black culture who I feel like is not taught about in school. Like in black culture in school, or if you go to like more of a, maybe you could attest to this because I did grow up in suburbia, but they only teach you about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Yep.
Like you don't learn about Maya Angelou because your mom has to teach you, or you don't learn about like
Or a Tyler Perry movie.
right.
Okay.
That's like later, or like John Coltrane. You don't learn about that stuff in school until your parents are teaching you about Marvin Gaye or like you know other black people
I
in
agree.
America.
And I think that's something that needs to change. My question for you guys, and something that came to mind when I was watching that was, especially when I saw the moments between Blue and Beyonce. That's her
Yeah,
kids,
that's what I'm
right?
talking about.
Child.
Yeah.
Her oldest son.
Yeah. Was what kinds of conversations do the parents have with their children that we don't know about, that I don't know about, that I'm oblivious to? You know
In
what
black
I mean?
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amber grew
Why are
up.
you laughing?
What type of
There are so many. Well, okay, obviously my mom's full black. So for me, like one thing, man, I feel like I almost can't even fully speak on it because I am only half. But I know like one thing my mom would tell me is that within like the Black culture, unfortunately, like there is like colorism within being Black. So like being like light skin versus dark skin. And like,
see, that's something you don't learn in school.
that's something you don't
I didn't learn that.
There definitely is that underlying like
Tension.
disconnect and tension between like dark skinned women, mid-tone women, and light skinned women.
Right.
And so that's
Like
something
high
my
yellow.
mom has.
They say high yellow.
Yellow and like red bone,
Right.
yellow bone, all those things. Like, and my mom told me about that because my mom is like, you know, like she's like mid-tone, darker on the spectrum. And so that's something that she would tell me about, like, hey, just so you know, like, you know, darker skinned women may look at you some type of way just because you are light skinned and you have good hair.
Yeah.
And that's something that
That's another conversation.
if you say that to a Caucasian woman, like, oh yeah, like I got good hair, they'd be like,
What
oh,
is
my
that?
hair's good too. It's like, no, you don't,
I don't understand.
you don't get it. My texture is a 3C,
Right.
and they have no idea. I'm sure you
have
ever
no
heard that
idea what
4C,
that is.
3C,
Yeah.
2C.
I
Like,
used to buy 4B.
yeah.
It's
And
the
see,
color
I
of
know
the
what you
hair
mean.
that you
I
buy.
know what you mean, and I would have to
color of
bleach
hair
that
that
so
you buy.
it would
The
match
color?
my
Yeah.
level 6 that I have going
Right.
right now. And like my hair is like, I mean, obviously I have it styled right now, but like my hair is like, it's like more of a wavy
Kind of.
pattern, so I would have like a 3C.
Yeah. And
Like-
my hair when I wet it is definitely big and curly.
Right. And so
Yeah.
those are conversations that like when I say things like that in front of my Caucasian friends, they are like, what?
Or they say, "Can I touch your hair?" Is this yours?"
And it's like, no. And they're
At
like,
least
oh, we
they're
should go
asking.
swimming. And it's like, no, but
No.
see what you don't understand is my braids
right.
under
And-
here. Like, no.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what those are all conversations you have.
So many
Like,
conversations.
I have them with Zoe about her going. I'm like, Zoe, you just got braids. You can get in the pool. But then she'll be like, well, mommy, I want my hair straight. I'm like, well, you can't get in the pool for 2 weeks because I just paid for you to get your hair pressed. So those are like all different types of conversations.
How often is that a thing though that comes up for you guys where you have you feel like you have to explain yourselves to people?
Explain yourself to
Man.
people? I don't feel like I explain myself to people, but you have to explain who you are to your child. Or those, like you were saying, the conversation that you have. Like my dad has had multiple conversations, like, you know, me getting pulled over, even though like you feel like you would have those with your son. He's like, you guys are Black women. I still need to have these types of conversations
Yeah.
with you when you get pulled over by the police. So I am always straight hands out the window.
Yeah, you have
until
to be.
they get to the car.
Really?
Yes, I'm straight hands out the window. I've been pulled over for my tail light being out. Got stopped on Fair Oaks in Woodbury by the KFC. The officer was a woman, a lady, and she was training. I had to get out my car. They searched my whole car. I had a do-rag on because I was going to get my hair done. Had to take my do-rag off, search through my afro.
Oh my God.
Everything. And I have really bad allergies. So I had like 2 Benadryls, but they were like out the bottle, and usually Benadryls are pink. The lady asking me, was it a drug? So it's like those types of conversations you have to have with your child. Or, you know, like as a culture, you have to have with your kids. It's so many and so many levels. Like I even it's been a long time that I had to train Zoe, like, sorry to say that, for her to appreciate her hair. Because since she goes to such a multicultural school, she's always telling me like, mommy, I want my hair straight. I want my hair straight because she's different.
Man.
I'm like,
I
Zoe,
used to
your
be the
hair
same
is
way,
beautiful.
yeah. And my thing is, I recognize that I have a privilege because I am of lighter skin. So I fully recognize that. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. But I recognize that. You know what I mean? I think that's the issue. People don't recognize the privilege they have because of certain things.
Yeah.
What about when it comes to like men who aren't Black?
I don't date them.
I always tell my mama, if it ain't darker than me, I don't want it.
Why? Can you guys say
not
explain?
darker than you?
Darker than
Explain.
me, I don't want it.
Really? I love me some
Facts.
dark ass men, okay?
So
If
that's
it-
what she's saying.
No,
So-
that's what I'm saying. If
Oh.
it ain't darker than
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
saying if it's not dark.
Oh, no, no, no.
I'm like, what?
Okay. So why? Explain. Give me some context.
ignorant.
Why?
A lot of them.
I just rather date someone who could understand me.
Have you've never dated anyone outside of your race?
Well, I
huh?
think I talked about the last one who I thought he was Black, but he tricked me. But when I
Richio.
saw him call on the caller ID and it said Rodriguez,
Oh, Rodriguez.
I was like, nah, Poppy.
Peace, Papi.
Papi, adios.
Yeah.
Okay, what
I'm
about
not going for this.
what about you? Have you dated anyone outside of your race, I
She
guess.
definitely
Well, you
has.
have a lot of races, so.
Yeah. No one outside of all my races, but it always has to have black in it. If it's not full black, it has to have black in it. And it's just an understanding thing.
Yes.
Because one thing I can't deal with is ignorance. So
Or explaining all the time.
or explaining all the time. It's like, if you don't get it, I don't want to have to sit here and try to explain it to you. You're like, well, why? It's like, look, it's just like that. You know what I mean? So I have never dated anybody that was non-black.
Black.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard because I've had friends,
I've tried,
family members that date outside their race. It's just like mostly Caucasians, but you have to explain everything all the time.
Wait, you know what's crazy though? Okay. There's a difference between being light-skinned and acting light-skinned.
Yes.
You could be a light-skinned but not act light-skinned. You could be dark-skinned and act light-skinned. And that's another conversation. That's another conversation for another day.
But I'm trying to think who acts light skin.
Oh, I did it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
There's
Brian Gumbo.
there's mid-tone to dark-skinned niggas that act light-skinned. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Trey Songz.
Eli?
Trey
Oh, Tara,
Songz
can
is
you pause the
mid-tone,
music?
He's mid-tone.
but he acts light-skinned.
He does.
Who?
Trey Songz.
He's mid-tone, but he acts light
He
skin.
acts
Yeah.
light-skinned.
How
And
does he
there's a
act like
difference.
skins?
He acts like
Because he got that fuckboy mentality.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about this person is light skinned, but they act dark skinned. This person is dark skinned, but they act light skinned.
So maybe-
and my parents raised me to think that there is a difference between the two. Aren't you guys just like further perpetuating that stereotype by saying this person acts this way, but they are this way? Like,
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
yes, you
No,
are.
it is true, yeah.
Yeah. Because
Like-
you know what? Have you?
Why the fuck are you doing that? Like,
Mic drop.
Yeah.
No,
That's my
what's-
job.
That's what's messed up, because it's like when you say someone acts light skinned,
Yes.
if I said that to you, you know exactly what I mean.
What I mean? Yeah.
yes, but
that's why Drake was.
okay, but that's what the culture vultures do is like they
No, the
associate
culture
a set of
vultures-
traits with a certain
No,
culture.
Did you know what it meant when Drake said it in a rap?
Yeah.
What did it mean
Wait.
when he first said
He
it?
said, I'm light skinned, but I'm still a dark nigga.
That's- so
Like-
what does that mean to you? Do you know what it
I'm
meant?
scared of saying what I think it
No,
means.
say it. Yeah.
And look,
Okay, so what do you think it meant?
I'm a fourth white too.
No, because Drake has a history of like he's from fucking Canada.
Right.
He's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not like a gangster or anything.
Right.
No, he's
Yeah,
not
that's
gangster.
Right.
Like he's not the real. Like he's not. He hasn't gone through.
So are you
hard
saying that
shit.
gangsters only dark skin?
No, but by saying that he's trying to associate himself with that.
With black culture.
He's
Yeah.
perpetuating
Okay.
the stereotype
Yes.
that you said.
Right. Yes.
Because being light skinned, okay, when someone says, oh, she act light skinned, oh, she a light skinned, that means like you
think
got
she's
that.
better.
I'm better. Like, I don't have to text you. I'm gonna text you back
when I feel
24
like it.
hours later.
Right.
You have a bouginess to you, a prestige to you.
So what? I'm sorry to cut you off, Amber. So just so I can have Peg understand what that comes from, because I think we're not really getting to the roots.
Yeah, let's get
what
to
it
the root.
comes from is slavery. So light-skinned people were able to be in the motherfucking house.
In the
right?
house
But
niggas.
the dark-skinned mofos had to be outside
Plantations.
baking until they got black as its mic. So that's why we mean, like, when we say light-skinned, you think that you're better because you're allowed to
You're
be
closer to the
inside.
white race.
Yeah, and you're able to serve them. You're able to be seen. You're able to, like, be in a house. But the dark-skinned people, like, I think Jazz was saying, like,
Idris Elba.
better, darker than a paper bag. That's what it comes from. So that's what we mean when we say, like, when Drake was saying, I'm light skinned, but I'm still a dark nigga. Like, he is saying, like, I'm still part of your culture, even though his mom is Caucasian, his dad is black. He's saying, like, I'm still, a motherfucking nigga. So that's all he's saying. Like, I'm not trying to act like I'm better than. I'm not trying to be better than.
Don't you think that's him just like trying to profit off of that?
No, because he's black.
Half.
But he's still black. The only person, like I was saying, like when we were talking, that I think that like I don't see black when I see her is Mariah Carey. Even though her dad's black and her mom's Caucasian, like she's never said the N-word in any of her songs. Not saying
if
that
you did, you'd freak out.
She doesn't. She doesn't ever do anything for the black culture. That's the thing. Like she doesn't put it out there, and it's like everybody knows that Mariah Carey is biracial. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that. But she's never claimed a side, and that's not an issue, you know. But I don't know. It would be an issue if she threw out the word nigga in a song.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Whoa!" Like Mariah Carey said nigga.
Yeah,
we'd be shocked because she never said it, even though she's biracial.
And I think it also has to do with the fact that like she came out in the 90s where, you know, if she came out as a pop, she didn't come out as an R&B singer. She came out as a pop singer.
Artist, yeah.
And so she came out as a pop singer saying the world like, these niggas got me messed up. Or she said, you could be my nigga sweetheart. Like she wouldn't have been accepted. She wouldn't have been played on the radio.
Why?
Just because I think like what the songs that she was talking about, it wasn't like R&B until later when she's like Jermaine Dupri started producing her. So I think it's almost like she can still sing those R&B songs because we know like where she comes from, but she's also not going to cross the line and say the N-word. Not cross the line.
But don't you guys think there are artists who profit off of like only showing one side of the black culture, or like
guaranteed?
Okay, I keep going back to the ratchet. So let me just say like Nicki Minaj, like
I didn't want to say
she's ratchet. I love her, but she's ratchet.
But she's not ratchet to me.
I would say ratchet would be more along the lines of like Killamati.
Okay.
Yeah, that is.
See,
right. It's a little more low key. It don't play on the radio.
I like
basically.
Sweetie is ratchet.
Sweetie, yeah.
So, like when you say ratchet, I think you're just like referring it to black culture because ratchet means ratchet just means like very, to me, like very grimy, very unraw, very uncut. Because I don't think like Lil' Kim is ratchet. I just don't consider her being ratchet.
But do you think it's actually? Because here's the thing. When people see those things and they hear that type of music, they automatically associate it with that culture because that's all that we see.
Yeah.
Like
that's because we move the culture.
So here, exactly.
We move the culture.
You do.
When we say something, like immediately, I feel like other people are catching on.
Personally, as an Iranian American woman, I didn't have the same conversations you guys had with your parents growing up.
But so, like, what type of conversation your parents have? They say, like, Pekka, don't wear
I feel like
or you're gonna get stopped.
That's
like, so what?
You can't say that's the bomb. Like, I feel like that's a bigger conversation to be had.
I can't say that's the bomb.
Well,
but
is that something that maybe your parents, you know what I'm saying?
Tell you not to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what type of cultural conversations were you having with your mom and dad about like
that your
people
parents were
calling
like, "Hey, look, sweetie, you can't do this."
But I feel like it's not the same. You can't compare anything to black culture just because you guys are so the
Don't say you guys.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, because black culture is such the antithesis. How do I say that?
Yeah, antithesis
of Anglo-Saxon like beauty today.
Yeah.
Because of that, that's why like the conversations that you guys have are so drastically different. Like, sure, I had those same types of conversations with my parents, but way milder, way more mild.
No,
than
and
you
I
guys
think
did.
you
and that's why like we're so much more ignorant to the reality of life as an African American person.
Right.
Well, you would be ignorant because you're not African American.
Exactly.
Just like I'm ignorant to what.
So that's a problem though.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, so for example, like today at work, I was talking about how African American parents, usually we have to get out of the house, you know, by college or whatever, like your parents want you to move. But so much of the people that I work with, other nationalities, they live with their parents until they get married. So like African culture is not
Middle Eastern culture,
like you get a job and you get the fuck up out of my house. So like that's what you're taught. But I'm saying like my Hispanic friends, they weren't able to like spend the night in my house or like leave home until they got married.
No, same too. And I resonate with that because I feel like
Well, because
I grew up with like different things. So like, okay, my brother, for example, he's same mix as I am, and he's not moving out of the house until he gets married. Whereas like I moved out of the house when I turned 18.
And like a woman dating your brother, we would think like, he live with his mom and dad. Like, I'm not dating your ass.
Yeah.
Because like, to me, it's like, you're not a man. So why can I make it on my own and you cannot? But like other cultures don't think that way. Like they really stay at home, thrive until they're like, okay, now you can be supported.
So true. Yeah. Because I feel like my brother definitely identifies more with our Hispanic side for sure, where it's like you stay at home and like the female that he's engaged to, she's full Hispanic. Her family only speaks Spanish. And like, that's what he more so identifies with, where I more so identify with Black.
So does your brother speak Spanish?
Yeah, fluently. Like more Spanish than I do. When I speak just enough to get around, he speaks fluent Spanish. And so it's, I don't know, it's just definitely an interesting conversation to be had. I just feel like when it comes to culture vulture, I feel like nowadays you will get checked sooner rather than later if you are doing it for ingenuine purposes. You will get checked. So it's not even worth it for major brands, for major companies, and for these even smaller scale influencers. You will get checked for it immediately, and it will ruin your brand and everything you stand for. So don't even do it. It's not worth it nowadays. Before you could get away with it, but now I feel like as a population we've wisened up, chosed up, educated up. And so we could check it and clock it quicker than we could before. So it's not worth it. Don't do it.
Yeah. I agree. Because just like when I guess like Gucci came out with the mask and the red lips, like they're checked immediately. So I feel like when you're trying to make a profit off of different cultures, you are checked immediately.
So cool.
And it gets like they said, like just like you're trying to profit from another culture, like if you do something that's disrespectful, they will get in your pockets and be like, I'm not supporting you anymore.
That's true. So, I feel like this generation and the generations coming up, we're way more woke.
Way more aware.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's true.
I definitely agree with what Amber's saying.
I agree too. There's a lot of hope in the future.
Yeah. You're hurting yourself more than helping yourself nowadays. Before, you could get away with it. But now with social media, everybody has a voice. Everybody has a platform. Everybody has the right to be heard.
And because of that, we can tell who's being authentic and who isn't.
Yeah.
We can tell. We can see right through it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was the case before.
No.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Amber, for being on tonight and being our guest.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Danielle. And we will see you all next time. Woo!